Hi guys, we are going to talk about the classification of matter. And matter is going to be anything that has mass and takes up space, or has mass and volume. So all the stuff in the world that we think about is matter. So what is not matter? Well, if you follow along over here, it says, what is the difference between matter and energy? So anything that is not matter is going to be energy. And energy is stuff that does not have mass and volume, like heat, sound, electricity. So, what are the two main types of matter? Well, we have pure substances, sometimes we call them just substances, and we have mixtures. And the way to tell them apart is that substances have a formula and mixtures don't. So what is a substance? A substance is anything that has a definite composition. And if you think about it, definite means not changing, and composition means what it's made out of. So pure substances has a definite composition or a formula. Mixtures are just more than one substance mixed together, but I could still separate them. And the way that you separate them could be very obvious or not. But mixtures do not have a formula, so they do not have a definite composition. That composition is changing. It's made up of a bunch of different stuff. Okay, what are the two different types of pure substances? We have elements and compounds. Elements are pure substances that only contain one kind of atom. And compounds are pure substances that have more than one element that's chemically bonded together. So if I give you an element and a compound, how are you going to tell them apart? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the formula, because these both have formulas because they're pure substances. Elements have one kind of atom, so they're going to have one capital letter. Compounds are more than one element, so they're going to have more than one capital letter. So let's talk about those mixtures. So there's two different kinds, homogeneous and heterogeneous. And look at the prefix for homogeneous. It's homo. The prefix for homo means same. So homogeneous mixtures look the same throughout. We have heterogeneous mixtures. The prefix for hetero is different. So on heterogeneous mixtures, you can see the different parts. Don't be afraid to use your prior knowledge to remember this. Homogeneous is like homosexual. Homosexual people like the same sex, so homogeneous looks the same. Same with hetero. Heterogeneous or heterosexual people like different sex. So heterogeneous mixtures, you can see the different parts. Okay? We're going to talk about one kind of homogeneous mixture, one specific kind of homogeneous mixture, and that is a solution. A solution is really another name for homogeneous mixture. When you look at that mixture, it's not going to settle, which means it's not going to have two distinct parts. And when you shine light in it, it is not going to show the Tyndall effect. Finally, we have two different kinds of heterogeneous mixtures. A suspension, and a suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. You can see the different parts, and one part is going to settle. It's either going to fall to the bottom, or you may see something floating on top. And the very last thing we're going to talk about is a colloid. A colloid does not settle like a solution, but it does show this Tyndall effect. And what is the Tyndall effect? The Tyndall effect is when you shine a light through it, it will scatter the light. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so here you can see there's a laser beam pointed at a glass of water, and see how the laser beam, you can see it because it's hitting the black thing on the other side, but you cannot see the beam through the water. Now, when you spread the laser beam through a colloid, see how the actual particles of a colloid spread the light, so you can actually see the laser clear as day in the liquid. So that's how you can tell the difference between a colloid and a solution.